Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our 8th bi-monthly Ask Me Anything live video series. If you missed the 7th AMA on how the Supreme Court could affect DACA, you can still see it on HIAS Pennsylvania's YouTube page, on our website, www.hiaspa.org, and in the video section of HIAS Pennsylvania's Facebook page. I am Cathryn Miller-Wilson, Executive Director of HIAS Pennsylvania, a nonprofit whose mission is to provide legal and social services to immigrants and refugees. Today, our conversation will focus on the 2020 census and immigration. Taken every 10 years, the census determines how much of the $800 billion of federal funding U.S. cities receive for public infrastructure, including transit, education, housing, healthcare, and more. According to the United Way, for every single person not counted in the census, Philadelphia will miss out on $2,100 per year of federal funding, or $21,000 over the 10 years until the next census. Today, we will discuss how the census impacts immigrants and refugees and why it is important to ensure that everyone is counted. Thanks to everyone who submitted questions already. We're excited for our conversation. If you haven't already done so, please submit any questions you have during the next half hour in the comments section below. If we don't get to them during this live conversation, we'll answer them in the comments. We'd also love to hear your ideas on topics for future videos. We hope that through this video series, you can ask any questions you have and learn the truth about immigration and refugee resettlement in the U.S. So today, we are very excited to have Stephanie Sun, Associate Director of Partnerships for Philly Counts, the city's office created for the support of the census. Now, Stephanie is pinch hitting. Pedro Rodriguez was supposed to join us and is unfortunately stuck in traffic. Stephanie currently serves as the Associate Director. She serves as an active board member of several nonprofit organizations, including the Welcoming Center for New Pennsylvanians, Working Families Partnership, AFL-CIO, and Keystone Progress Education Fund. In addition, she serves on several advisory boards, including the Asian American Chamber of Commerce of Greater Philadelphia and College of Public Health, Temple University. So thanks for joining us, Stephanie.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I'm going to start with a question for me. Can you just tell us what is the census and why is it important?
Thank you for the question. About the question, what is census? I tend to use the simplest language. I think that is the survey about how many people, what kind of people living where. So it tells us the background, the ethnic background, and the age level, and also the location of the people.
Thanks. And so why is it so important?
Yeah, I think about three, except why it's so important for us. First, as you just mentioned about that each person in Philadelphia, if you fill out a census, that will secure in the future 10 years, 21,000 federal funding to fund our school, to fund our daycare, Medicare, and even the housing, and also even the transportation, almost all kind of the service, the public service and benefit you can think about coming from that funding. So that is so tightly related to our daily life, our life quality, and also that is the census data is used to determine the amount of the representation each state in the Congress. So that's so important in the terms of the civic right and political right.
Of course, in these really divisive political times, amount of representation in Congress is really critical.
Yeah. And the third point is, have you ever think about actually census data is the biggest database about U.S. market utilized by the whole world. So if you're running business, if you're looking for a job, if you're thinking about investments, definitely the accurate count can ensure you to have the accurate business plan tool to be smart on your business.
To be strategic. And of course, if businesses worldwide have an inaccurate perception of how many people there are and where they come from and what they care about, then that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So what about immigrants? as we know, in this climate, we've heard a lot about immigrants being concerned. There was a lot of news a few months ago about the citizenship question. What happened with that, and why should immigrants care about the census?
Yeah, actually, that question had been answered over half a year ago. But until now, every day, so many people are still asking us the same question. Is the citizenship question still on the form? That tells the fear and worries in the community. So that's why we're trying to mobilize the community to spread word that definitely the census, the census form will not include any question related to your citizenship, related to your any immigration status, or any, like, even no matter what kind of the visa you have, what kind of the ID card you have in this country. Once you live here, yeah, everyone should be counted, and they would not ask any question related to that.
So that's interesting. What are there a lot of questions in general? How large is the census? How many questions?
I love this question because when I just start working on 2020 census, when I ask the people around me, hey, please make sure fill out the census, and they will say, hey, Stephanie, okay, I will do that, but just for you. Last census, I spent more than 3 hours to fill out the census. I took like the first time 1.5 hours. Oh, so long. Then I took a break. Then I spent another 1.5 hours to fill out the census. So before, the census form used to be very long, but this time the census is super, super short and super, super easy. Only 9 questions.
9 questions?
Yes.
Wow. And so are any of the questions, do they have to do with immigration status?
Not at all.
Oh, so if you're filling out the census, there's no way to identify you as documented, undocumented, a citizen, a non-citizen. Is that correct?
Yeah, very correct. Actually, the logic about census data is for the federal want to know how much money I should send to this area to offer the service and benefit of the people living there. So no matter what kind of visa you have, no matter what is your status, once you live there, you need a service, you need a benefit. So it's not related to your immigration status.
Right. And that's because the services that we're talking about are things like roads that everybody who is actually there is going to utilize. Yeah. Right. Okay, great. And hospitals and education, critical kinds of services.
Yeah. So you see, including international students, including even visitor with a visiting visa like B1, B2, if they're sick here, they still will use all the benefits or the service we're using.
Right. And that's why it's important for them to be counted. So what are the dates? When does the census start and when does it end?
Today is February 13. Believe it or not, shorter than 4 weeks it will start.
So March 13th?
March 12th.
March 12th, okay.
The first paper mail will be sent out from Census Bureau to the household in Philadelphia area. And also, we should know that this is the first ever time in the history of this country that the census can be filled out online and can be filled out by making phone call. So that hotline and the online system will also open to the public on March 12th. It's coming very, very soon.
So if you can fill it out online or by phone call, does that mean that you're not going to actually get a census form in the mail?
If before you receive the census form, you filled out the census, answer all the 9 questions efficiently, then you will stop that process. So for most of the household in Philadelphia, among the totally 5 paper mail, you will receive the census paper form as the fourth paper mail, which will arrive in April. But definitely the online system will start, like I said, from March.
So what are people receiving as of March 12th? Are they receiving anything in the mail?
The first paper mail for most of the household is a postcard with a link. Hey, this is the link that you can fill out census online, and this is the number you can call for free to fill out the census. Hey, census season start already. But for some neighborhood, as we know in Philadelphia, some neighborhood there they have very low access to internet or computer.
Right.
For those household, they may need a paper form. So in this neighborhood, they will receive the paper form, the paper census form, and the first mail, which means the middle of March.
Okay.
Yeah.
So about a week after the March 12th mailing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we heard that some people have already received their census forms. Is that not true, or what are they talking about?
Then if you receive anything about that, yeah, be careful. That's a scam. It's definitely not census form. As I said, that the first paper form from Census 2020 will be sent on March 12th. That means...
And not before.
Yeah, nothing before. And also look at the question. If it's more than 9 questions, then no census. And if asking you any question about your citizenship, your immigration status, or even your income or any of your ID number, no, it's not census.
Okay, good to know. And when does the census end? When is the last date by which you can fill out the census?
The whole process will be wrapped up around the end of July, but there's a self-response period. So from March 12th until the end of April, that's the key season for people to fill out the census by yourself. We call it self-response period. If you don't fill out the census by yourself by the end of April, that means from March, the census taker, the numerator, will start to walking in your neighborhood to knock your door to try to help you to fill out the census in person. So we're saying that we understand not everybody feel very comfortable to share your information with someone you have never met before in person. So to avoid that process, please fill out the census by yourself. And that is also the most efficient way for us to get the most accurate information. Definitely you're the one, know your family, know your roommate the best, right?
So what should you do if you get the form and you want to fill it out because you don't want anyone coming to your house, but you're confused a little bit about what you're supposed to do? Is there somewhere to go for help?
3 ways. One way is, as I mentioned, that you will receive actually totally 2 paper postcard from the Census Bureau plus at least one paper form. So on each card, there will be the link for you to go there to fill out the census or search the answer.
And can you use, I'm sorry for interrupting, can you use that link at the library? Like, could you go, if you don't have a computer at home, can you take your postcard with you to the public library? And then...
Yes. All the library, they're one of our greatest partner, working very closely with Census Bureau and also with City Council, with the city. They're fully supportive. So you can go to any library and they all have the internet access and computer you can utilize there and search the Q&A on the website and also fill out the census, and you can ask them and you can get some help and instruction and advice too. And second way is you can make a phone call. Like I mentioned that the hotline is totally free. And so when you make a phone call and go online to fill out the census, there will be 12 languages beside English.
Oh, 12. That's great. So what are those languages?
Such as Chinese, Vietnamese, Korean, and Spanish, definitely.
Russian?
Yeah. And also, like I said, that if you have question, when you make phone call, there will be 89 different languages for to offer.
Oh, 89. That's great.
To give you the guidance and instruction to answer your question around the census.
Okay.
And the third way is we have 311 in Philadelphia, right? So from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., you can call 311. And you as you know, they also offer multiple language the service, and you can ask all the questions around census.
And they'll direct you to the right place to find the answers.
And also definitely you can always reach out to our office, City Council. Thank you.
That's great. That's great. All right. So we know now that there is no question about citizenship. There is no question about your immigration status. So what are the 9 questions? What are they asking? Or is there a way to find the 9 questions?
Oh, yeah. Actually, look at here, we have the button here, Census Champion, right? So from last year, September 9, 17, which was the institution day, Philly Counts have been launching a signature program to make the training on Census 101, Census Champion training. So far we have been trained over 5,000 people. So on each session, we always explain all the questions in the form, and also we have been printing out the sample form to everyone who attend the training. And also it's always available online. Please visit our website, and we have the paper form sample online, and also we have the Census Champion training materials shared with everyone. You can find all the 9 questions there.
So what is the web address to go online?
Yeah,
to find that information?
You can do both. You can go to 2020 Census.gov.
2020 Census.gov. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or also phillycount.gov.
phillycounts.gov. Okay, great. That's awesome. All right. So now I want to kind of move to a little side issue that we've gotten a lot of questions about. So are there jobs for people who are interested in helping people fill out the census?
Yes, as we all know that when someone knocking your door, definitely if you open the door, hey, there's someone even I know, or at least someone speak my language or look so familiar with him, that will, make people feel much more comfortable to share the information, especially for our immigrant community. So definitely we have been trying very hard to spread the word out about excellent working opportunity with Census in the community, and also which we hope as many as possible the bilingual talent can be hired who can be very efficiently to serve our immigrant community. So the Census Bureau have a plan to hire over 3,000 part-time and full-time jobs in Philadelphia area, and it's very well paid. So like the average salary for the census taker, the numerator is 25.5 per hour.
Oh wow, 25.50 an hour. Wow, that's great.
And also, if you want to take a little bit more responsibility to be a supervisor to oversee several census taker, that will be $28 per hour. And also, but if you don't like walking a lot or going out, you like to stay indoor more, then you can choose to be a clerk. Then the salary is $23 per hour.
That's great.
Yeah, and another thing very great is you can choose to working as a full-time, which means 40 hours a week, and also you can choose to working as a part-time. That means even you can choose to per week to work only for 4 hours.
Oh, anything between 4 and 40 is available?
Yes. And one more thing is you can set up your own hours. It's extremely flexible. You can choose, okay, I work only 4 hours because I have another job, and I can choose to work only 1 hour each day from Monday to Thursday, or you can also choose to work like the 4 hours every Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, sounds like a dream job.
Yeah. And they offer the paid training.
Oh, that's great. Paid training.
Yeah, once you are recruited first day, you will have the 1 whole day paid training in person in the Census regional office in Philadelphia, which is in Center City. Then after that, you will have 72 hours online training, all paid training.
Wow, that's terrific. And how long do these last? I mean, because I assume when the census is over, the job is over. So what is the hiring period? If somebody gets hired tomorrow, how long will they be employed?
Now is the peak season for them to hire, because we know the census will come in very soon. So the general plan is the recruitment will wrap up by the end of March. But because the census taker jobs go by region, go by area. So some area, like they can be filled out very soon. Some may be a little bit slower or may have more needs. So yeah, It depends on the area.
Oh, okay. How long you'll be
But
employed?
totally it will be finished by the end of March, the recruitment.
Okay.
Then people will start working.
And the census itself ends in July. Is that correct?
Most of the work for the census taker may be finished around July, but there's still a lot of work after that, like the data.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it depends on the position. Some position will finish around even November.
Oh, that's great. And how can people find out about those jobs? How can they apply?
First, they can always go to Census 2020 or 2020 census.gov to find a job. Here I bring a flyer. I will share with HIAS later. So people can go to this link to find out and to
2020 census.gov /jobs.
Yes, all the job application need to be submitted online on the system. And also we have been organizing a lot of job fairs in different areas in the community because we heard the feedback from the community. Some friends may say that, oh, I tried several times at home, try to submit my job application, but I still cannot figure out. And then to make it easier or more convenient to the community, so we organize the job fair, which means we go to the community, we go to your neighborhood. If you told us you have a need and you have a group of folks need help on to find a job, we go to your site and we will work together with the census recruiter and census representative and to help you to submit your application online right away on the site, and also answer all your questions about the process and about the opportunity. And after that, we help you to follow up.
That sounds great. And so is the list with times and dates and locations of those job fairs on the same website, the 2020 census.gov?
In 2020 census.gov, that will be general information, but if you contact to Philly Council, we can share with you more details like so far, like in South Philly, some neighborhood, even their recruitment progress reach over 600% already.
Wow.
But some neighborhood like West Philly and Southwest Philly, some neighborhood is still around like 23%. So that means in those areas still there's a huge opportunity to hire, and also in Northeast Philly. And like in South Philly, Southwest Philly, and Northeast Philly, there's a huge there's a huge community of immigrants. So definitely think about it and encourage your folks around there to apply for the excellent job.
Okay, great. And I guess the last question is, do you have any words for our listening public about what people can do to help make sure there's an accurate count other than filling out the census?
Besides ensure you yourself fill out a census, help us to spread the word out, because there's a huge amount of information about census, and also there are more and more rumors about census. So we want to equip our community and friends with accurate information about census, and including also how to fill out the census. So you can join us and join our census champion training to learn more about census, encourage your people around you to come, and also encourage yourself and your people around you to apply for the census job, because that will be a very direct way to help the people to fill out the census. And also we have a special campaign happening very soon too. So on March 21st, March 28th, and April 4th, for Saturday, Philly Council we're heading a citywide census door hanger canvassing. Right now we're printing out a very beautiful double side door hanger with the key points about the information about census and how to fill out the census, and also the image of how the census paper form, how the envelope will look like. Then our goal is very ambitious. We want to put the door hanger on over 220 doors in Philadelphia, especially in the neighborhood with the historical low response rate to census. So the reason why we're doing that is besides spreading word out about the census and also try to fill the gap. What gap? Because it happened a lot, especially in immigrant community. When I talk to my friends who are immigrant, they say that, hey Stephanie, can you talk to Census Bureau? They must forget about me. I said, why? What do you mean? They said that I have living in this country for 40 years. I have never received any paper mail from census. That is impossible. Every 10 years, every census, they must have sent out a bunch of the mail to your home. The thing is, many people, especially for immigrant community and especially for the household who still have language barrier, they don't know what it is, because on census form, on the envelope, you will not see your name there. So including myself, before I told my mom, who is in charge of my mailbox every day, I told her, if you don't see my name on an envelope, that's a trash or a commercial, just throw away. So that's why, yeah, please, we want everyone distinguish this envelope is very important. Please make sure you open it and take action on that. So please also think about it to encourage yourself and your friends around you to join us, be a volunteer to join the Census Action Day door hanger canvassing. It's very easy job. You just come to the site which is close to your neighborhood, and we will offer you the free training about census, and you don't need to knock the door, you don't need to open any conversation. You just put the door hanger on the doors across the along the street, ding 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 ding, and that's it. And to make sure everyone feel comfortable and safe, so every volunteer will not walk more than 4 blocks.
Oh,
thank you.
That sounds like a great gig.
Thank you.
And okay, so thank you so much, Stephanie. This was really, really helpful. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. So for all of you that sent questions that we didn't get a chance to answer, they will be answered in the comments below. Stay tuned for HIAS Pennsylvania's next Ask Me Anything, which will be in early April, as we discuss the current presidential candidate's position and policy proposals about immigration. As always, you can learn more on how to support asylum seekers and other immigrants and refugees at www.hiaspa.org.
Thank you.